Hello everyone. So a very important question that comes in board exam is that the class name, member variables and member method names are given in the question. In previous video we saw that when member variables and class name is given, then how to solve those kind of programs. But actually in board exams the question that is asked contains class name, member variables and member methods. So this is the question that we will be solving today. So the class name Cuboid with the following member variables and member methods we have to solve. So let's go to BlueJ and directly solve this question. So it is given that class name is Cuboid. So I will take class name as Cuboid. Now it is given that member variables that we have to use are length, breadth and height. So for a cuboid, those length, breadth and height are in numeric type. So for that I can use int or float, both we can use, but for simplicity I will use int because it is not mentioned in the question. If in question it was mentioned to use a specific data type, then we have to use that specific data type only. But here I will take int. So int length, breadth and height. Now the member methods that we have to use given is calculate area. So I will take public void calculate area. And this is the method where we have to calculate the area. We have to calculate total surface area of the cuboid. So we know that total surface area of cuboid formula is 2 multiplied by L into B, length into breadth plus breadth into height plus height into length. So this will give us the total surface area of the cuboid. So we can store this in one variable like TSA, but in question it is not mentioned that we have to use this member variable. So instead of using this, what I will do, I will directly print this value using the print statement. So by doing this, we have not violated the rules that are given in the question. Now the second method is public void calculate volume. So in this also we will do the same. Formula for volume is L into B into H. So simply I will print the value of their multiplication. So length multiplied by breadth multiplied by height. And it is given at the end of the question that we have to call these methods using objects. So for creating objects we will need main class. So public static void main. For creating objects we know that we have to use class name, then object name, new keyword to give memory to the object, and then at the end we have to use this constructor name. Now if we have to call this method using object, we have to use dot operator. So object variable dot the method name that we have to call. So calculate area. and second we have calculate volume. Now here we are calling these methods calculate area and calculate volume, but the values of length, breadth and height are not initialized yet, so there will be no values stored. The answer will be 0. So to initialize their values, we can either use scanner class to take input from user, or we can simply initialize these values here below the class only. So in question it is not mentioned that we have to take input from the user. So what I will do, I will take the values here only. Length equals to 10, breadth equals to 12 and height equals to 15. So here I have given the values at the start of the program itself only, because in question it is not mentioned that I have to take input from the user. So I will try to execute this program. So I am calling the main method here. When I call the main method, you will see that both the methods are called and the value that is calculated is printed here. But I will mention that whose value is what. So for that I will concatenate this with area. So area equals to, and here volume equals to this. And if I try to execute this, we can see that area is 900 and volume is 1800. So this is how this type of questions will come in board exam, wherein they will give us the class name, member variables and member methods that we have to use in the program. So whichever member variables and member methods are given, you can only use those member variables or member methods in your program. You cannot take other variables or other methods to do any kind of calculation. If you have any query related to this program, then you can ask your question in comment box. And if you have any other questions that you are not able to solve, then you can send your question on my mail ID. And if you want to learn about loops, that what are loops, how many types of loops are there, then there is a video on my channel. You can go and watch out the video. So this was about the programs that are asked from chapter 2. If you want to learn the programs of chapter 1, then I have created all the videos of chapter 1. Please go through them and you can ask your queries in the respective comment box of the videos. I will try to answer your queries.